The weather warning in central Scotland has been upgraded to red, its highest possible level, as snow and freezing temperatures continue to bring disruption across the UK. The alert means there's a potential danger to life. Our Scotland.
Cornwall's news at midday, I'm Rebecca Wills. Heavy snowfall is affecting many areas in the south and west of Cornwall, leading to disruption on the roads and a number of school closures.
I'm just putting the radio camera on the back of the camera. This is using wireless technology, actually, 4G.
Technically, I'm the producer and London will shout if things don't work properly, but shall I show you around the van very quickly as well, yeah? So it's got a satellite dish on the top, but we're not actually going to need to use the satellite dish because we're down in the middle of Falmouth today, so there's lots of 3 and 4G. So it works basically like an old satellite truck, and we'll connect via a thing called a WMT, which is mobile bonding. So taking all those SIM cards that are in your mobile phone, bonding them all together, there's about 6 SIM cards in it, to create an HD signal straight through to London. That's how we're going to broadcast for the 10 o'clock news tonight. In terms of this location just down here, the beach huts will light up really nicely against the white snow, and it immediately says to the audience, we're by the seaside.
Probably batteries won't last quite as long as they should do. You've got to take into account the wind, so you're using a nice big microphone, big fluffy mic for the wind. That's about it really, it's just the cold. It's not too bad because this is quite a dry cold. It's much harder work when it's a damp, wet cold and cameras messed up and stuff.
I'm just going to work out what I'm going to say. I think we've got to look ahead. So there will be a piece from Scotland before us. There'll be a piece from the north of England, and so ours is basically saying, be prepared in the southwest of England and in Wales tomorrow.
So earlier on in the day, the 6 and the 10 o'clock news, we're talking about where is the story going, what's going to be happening, and John and I talked about where we could go tonight for the 10 o'clock news, and Cornwall made sense. It made sense in the sense that Falmouth has got snow today, and then the storm coming in from kind of lunchtime tomorrow. So the whole idea of this live is, it's about today, but it's looking ahead till tomorrow. And my job is to make sure it all kind of works. And the key thing right now is helping Andy rig and making sure everything works, because it all gets a lot more difficult when it's cold and your fingers aren't working properly.
Just going to look on social media, let's get the latest now from the Met Office so that we can update with anything that's not in the packages beforehand. Trying to keep warm. I'm just trying to work through in my mind what I'm going to say, because 50 seconds feels like, oh, it's not very long, but I've got to try and get as much information into 50 seconds and sound coherent and remember to breathe when it's freezing cold as well. So just trying to sort of work out a kind of rough order so that we can not stumble too badly, unless my mouth freezes, which is perfectly possible right now.
The news now on BBC One with Sophie Rayworth.
Tonight at 10, heavy snow hits much of the UK with warnings of more disruption for millions of people. Thousands of schools were closed today across the UK, allowing children to take to their sledges.
How long till us? 2 minutes to us, and they're doing a live with Danny Savage directly beforehand.
Our correspondent Danny Savage is in Durham for us tonight. Danny.
So for the infrastructure of the UK has taken a real battering over the last 24 hours. This is the East Coast main line. There are trains coming through here tonight which are more than 4 hours late. There's been a critical incident declared in Lincolnshire where the police are wanting to use the military vehicles to get people by ambulance to hospital. And also But
this is what is heading our way now. Storm Emma is moving up from the south, from the Bay of Biscay, and it's the southwest of England and Wales that will be affected by that. John Kay is in Cornwall for us tonight. Snow today, John, but how much worse is it expected to get?
Well, Sophie, Emma and the Beast sounds like some kind of fairy tale, doesn't it? But we just don't know how and when this is going to end, because today's been unpredictable enough here. As Danny was just saying, you don't often get this amount of snow in a place like Falmouth next to the beach huts. But tomorrow is a whole new level of unpredictability, because not only have we got all that snow coming in from the east, we've got that low pressure coming up from the south, mixing over this part of southwest England and mid and south Wales, and it's bringing with it a lot of wind and a lot of high moisture, which means that there could be blizzard conditions, there could be freezing rain, and the authorities are desperately trying to work out what is going to happen where to try to stay ahead of it. So, for example, just here in Cornwall, they're hoping to keep about 900 miles of roads free to reach rural communities, but they know that that's going to be very difficult to do if blizzard conditions continue. So with that in mind, they're warning people to change their plans, to change their lives, to act accordingly. Hundreds of schools already shut. The University of the West of England already said it's closing its campuses on Friday as well. You know, there are people here in Falmouth who've never seen snow like this, who are now in their 30s, but tomorrow they could see a whole lot more. Sophie.
John Kay in Falmouth, thank you.